Good morning, good afternoon, buenas tardes, buenos dias, bon dia. We are here today to welcome Henry Rodriguez, the director of Terranova, Costa Rica, DMC. The Terranova just started our collaboration, maybe not even 2 weeks ago, and we are thrilled to have you in the collection, definitely. So you have a beautiful program for us to show you your country. I'd like to thank everyone who is joining us today. And let's start, Henry. Go for
Perfect,
it.
Dominique. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. It's the second time we share a screen. We did it last Friday on the IG Live. That was a lot of fun. And well, today I am broadcasting straight from my office. It's such a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Henry Rodriguez, like Dominique introduced me. I'm the director of the inbound division at Terranova, a local DMC based in San Jose, Costa Rica. We are fortunate enough to just to start a relationship with Dominique about a couple of weeks ago. And this is the first of many webinars that we're going to be doing about Costa Rica. Today, we are going to focus on a very quick review of the entire country. We're going to focus on different areas to visit, some properties and experiences that we have curated in those specific areas. And we're going to be doing also a quick introduction about Terranova. Let me share my screen and then we will be ready to go.
Well, that sounds great, Henry. We cannot wait for your beautiful pictures.
Okay, well, let me just get rid of this
And
thing.
especially everyone now in the Americas, everyone has access to Costa Rica. It's definitely one of the top countries where clients can come today. Huh? You're open, you don't need a PCR test, so it's really easy to reach.
That is correct, Dominique. We are fortunate enough to be one of those destinations that have more easy access to in this moment. To enter Costa Rica right now, you just need to have, you need to complete a healthcare pass that it's online that is going to be giving you a QR code. This QR code is going to be scanned at the airport by the authorities, and you'll be allowed to enter if you comply with the necessary documentation and information listed on that form. And the second requirement that we have right now is to have travel insurance, a special travel insurance that requires 50%, $50,000 on hospitalization and $2,000 on hotel accommodations. In case, in the event that you develop the virus during your stay, your insurance should be able to cover any of the two options, either a hospitalization or a quarantine at a local hotel. Of course, we will, well, you have a very good product on in terms of insurance on your portfolio. So I encourage people to reach out to this company so they can figure out if this insurance will be good enough for to enter Costa Rica.
Yeah, and we is mentioning our COVAC Global, which definitely would be a solution and much more cheaper, actually much cheaper than the other insurance company, because this is a membership, and then you don't even need to calculate up the money for a stay because you don't stay. You just go back home directly. Yeah? So if you need more information on COVAC Global, let us know after, and we'll send you all this. So Henri,
Perfect.
would you open your screen fully? So
Hold on just a second because I think this is
mhm.
the
But not to worry.
biggest.
Yeah. So
This is
as
the
I
biggest
mentioned,
that I
we
can
have.
go.
I don't know. Some of you have already attended some of this COVAC Global webinar. You can go on Let's Connect 365, our new platform, marketing platform. And if you're curious about it, you can actually make an appointment directly with Todd Newman, the director of membership, and he can explain to you what you can actually sell your clients, and you do get a commission on this membership, and that would solve totally the problem, I would think, of going to Costa Rica and what it's requested, and at a much better rate. Huh?
That is correct, Dominique. So very quick highlights about travel. Working with Costa Rica as a DMC, so you can get to know us a little better. Basically, everything we do is completely tailored designed. Everything we do is travel design. That's actually in the DNA of our company. all of the different divisions that are under the Terranova umbrella are focusing on the travel design, which means that everything that we put together for you is going to be especially designed for your clients, taking into account all their specific needs and expectations about the trip. So this is not a cookie cutter kind of thing in which you get a booklet with 20 programs and you choose from those 20 programs. We were completely the other way around. This, depending on what your clients want to do, if what kind of a trip is this, how long are they staying into the country, what kind of budget do they have, what kind of hotels do they prefer, where did they go last time on a vacation, what do they do for a living, so we can get bigger profile on the client. That's how we put together all the ingredients and we design something specially for you. Like I always like to tell to my agents when we sit down to do a little presentation, if you want to wear the dress that everybody's wearing, go to the store and you can buy it there. But if you want something tailor made to your height, to your site, to the with the fabric that you like, with the colors that you like red for Dominique, for example, come to Terranova and you will have that dress that you want to wear. So basically, that's what we do. We like to see ourselves as artisans of travel, and we put together all the different ingredients. There's just one Arenal volcano in the country. There's just one Monteverde in the country. So how you mix this up and what ingredients you put into the equation is what make the difference. And that's what we try to do at Terranova. We have curated a full list of hotels, private villas, transportation units, guides, experiences, and with those ingredients, that's when how we put together these trips. Everything is completely boutique style. We focus on the experiential travel. We work with very luxurious fleet of vehicles, and also we provide transportation via private charter helicopters, which are quite in fashion right now. Actually, everybody's flying helicopters around Costa Rica. It's such a beautiful experience, and the scenery is fantastic. And besides that, you are able to do overflights on top of volcanoes and cities and national parks. So it's very beautiful. Um, the full knowledge of the destination in our team is something also very important that we put into your hands. We have a full team of agents ready to do to design these experiences who are very knowledgeable about the destination. Actually, every month we do some kind of an exploration with part of our team, either from our product design department or with our sales agent, so we can go out there and experience what your clients will be experiencing. It's very important for us to get to know this firsthand, so we're able to transmit that to you and to your clients. We do electronic white label itineraries, which is also a luxury at the moment, because we understand that you guys as agents want to get the information as quick as possible, as detailed as possible. And this kind of itineraries, we can even add on your logo and your information so you can just forward it to your clients. It's Wetu, the name of the tool that we use. Some of you may be familiar with it. And it's the itineraries, I think they are very complete and they look very beautiful. It's a very good selling tool. During the stay of your clients in the country, we have a fabulous logistics team dealing with everything that has to do with your clients. We're going to put together most of the times a group in WhatsApp, for example, in which your clients will be there, our agent, sales agent will be there, our operations team will be there, and if you as the agent want to be included there, you could do it as well. So we monitor the entire trip. We send out some suggestions. If someone has some time off, we can maybe set up a tour for that day, or we can set up spa reservations or dinner reservations. We do provide a very concierge style service for the clients during the country. And well, there are other many reasons why working with Terranova. This presentation is going to be available for you at the site, at Dominique's site. So you can download it if you want to go in depth with more details. About the country, about the company, well, again, we've been in business for over 25 years. We have a couple of offices, one here in San Jose, and we have a little office in LA, in California. We are part of Traveler Made as a DMC partner. Actually, we have received the Grand DMC Champion Prize for 2 years in a row. I'm missing the logo for 2021. And we recently were honored to be awarded as Best Adventure Designer for a Traveler Made. So that was a huge honor that we received last week. And it was great because it happened right on time with this new venture that we started with Dominique. So it's another reason why giving a chance to Terranova and work with our company. Um, about Costa Rica, for those of you who don't know that well the country, we're Central America, 51,000 square kilometers. Main language is Spanish, even though there's a huge population that speaks a good level of English, and some other languages such as Portuguese and Italian, for example. We have a population of over 5 million inhabitants, and about 1 million lives in the Central Valley, where our main cities are located. Um, we are a democratic republic, which have been for over 100 years. We abolished the army back in 1948. We became a neutral country at the moment, and that helped out a lot with education and healthcare, because all the money that the government had to put into an army has been going to education and healthcare. Education is free and mandatory, and we have actually a literacy rate of about 99%, which is one of the highest in the Americas. Healthcare system is one of the strongest also in the region, and we have excellent medical services on a network of private and local in public hospitals. Actually, on a public hospital, you can get anywhere from a Tylenol for your headache all the way up to a heart transplant, and it's completely free because it is free and universal. You get, of course, a certain amount of your salary discounted every month, and that's what supports our healthcare. And well, our economy is based in agriculture. We are still an agricultural country. We produce gourmet coffee, we produce bananas, pineapples, and some non-traditional products such as flowers. For example, we export a lot of flowers as well. And tourism actually used to be our first source of income in the country for quite a while. Of course, with this whole situation going on and our borders being closed from March to November last year, um, our industry suffered a lot, but we're back in our feet and we are getting better by the hour. So I'm very happy to share that and to let you know that. And at the same time, I want to thank you because thanks to you, to the clients that you send to our country, our economy is going back on track. So thank you very much on behalf of all the families of Costa Ricans who benefit from the travel industry. And one more thing that it's pushing our economy a lot nowadays are the high-tech industrial parks. You find a lot of these parks with contact centers providing customer service for companies worldwide. Which has been great because most of our younger generations are learning more and more different languages, so we can provide this service to more and more countries around the planet. And that, of course, is always helpful with tourism because whenever we have people coming from these different countries, and if you could have locals speaking their own language, makes things a lot easier. Costa Rica is all about nature, like we were briefly talking before. What you come to see here in Costa Rica is basically the beautiful nature that surrounds us. And this is another beautiful bird, Dominique, that we have in the country. The hummingbirds, they are so cute and so beautiful. Even though they are tiny, they have these amazing colors. And they live on the rush side because they go very fast here and there, but they are so cute. Costa Rica is one of the 20 countries around the planet with the most biodiversity. Here in this very small country, you find 500%, I mean, 5% of the world's entire biodiversity, which is huge for such a small country. We have over 500,000 living species in total, about 860 bird species. You could find them here. Our commitment with sustainability is huge also. It's very important for us to provide or to save the environment and to give this legacy to our future generations on the beautiful ecology that we protect in the country. Costa Ricans are very hospital. Our hospitality is famous around the planet as well. It's something very natural. You don't feel forced. We just love people coming to our country and having a good time. So we like to show them the best time possible. And you can feel that when you come to the country. You have been in the country for a few times, Dominique, and I'm sure that you can be a witness to that. And of course, we have our pura vida lifestyle, which literally means pure life, and it's all about that. It's living a pure life, it's living a nice life, a happy life, and show that to our visitors. Talking about the transportation units that we use in the country, here you have some ideas of what we do. Like I said, helicopter tours are quite in fashion at the moment. We have a lot of charter flights like this Grand Caravan that you see on the left on the screen. These are very similar to the planes that you use in Africa to move from one part to another. So you could have an idea if you have been to Africa, what would be like to use local flights here in Costa Rica. A lot of SUVs, especially when we have couples and we want to do private transfers between the destinations, we use SUVs, which are required because of the state of the roads, which is not ideal in the country. And then we have these very comfy minivans that are Mercedes-Benz. They have high seats. You can stand up on inside the van perfectly without hitting your head. So these are very comfortable, and we use those mostly for families or little groups of friends moving between different parts of the country. But let's talk about what we came to learn here, which is basically the different areas that the country has to offer us different places to visit. So this is what Costa Rica looks like. As you see, we have a very short Caribbean coast and a very long Pacific coast with three very different sections. We have the northern part, which is more of a dry forest. We have the central part, which is more of the transitional forest. And we have the south, which is the tropical rainforest. And then Tortuguero, it's more of a tropical rainforest all over the coast. The country is crossed by a mountain range that kind of crosses the whole country from north to south, allowing a lot of different valleys and mountains, providing different microclimates and a lot of different scenarios in the country. You have, for example, tropical rainforest in Arenal, you have dry cloud forest in Monteverde, tropical dry forest in the Bagaces area, also in the Rincon de la Vieja volcano area. So this mountain range is fantastic because it gives a lot of variety and diversity to the country. So let's get started with the different areas. Here we have San Jose. San Jose is the capital city or located in the Central Valley. We have an international airport here, and we have another international airport in Guanacaste in the north of the country. Most of the international airlines serve this airport. We have flights from the United States, from Mexico, from South America, and from Europe. So the connectivity is something that is coming back to Costa Rica quickly, and that's important because it helps us to go back in and receive clients from different parts of the planet. Many of the different areas to visit in this area are around the city and the city outskirts. We have, of course, city hotels, but also outskirt hotels, which are very nice because they are about an hour away from the airport. And that's a way to be close to San Jose, but not inside the city because some people prefer to stay away from big cities when you come to Costa Rica. Some of the different experiences that we have in the city, you could do visits to volcanoes like this one, which is the Poás volcano. We have the Irazu volcano. We have the Turrialba volcano, which has been quite active lately, and it's quite beautiful to see. Different waterfalls like Bajos del Toro. We have a beautiful Relais Chateau hotel nearby these waterfalls, so it's a very good option. Starchi, which is the cradle of our handcrafts. This is an ox cart. This is a wheel of an ox cart. You see the beautiful colors, and this is something quite interesting. We used to use these ox carts to transport the coffee from the Central Valley to the ports, so it could be shipped and go to North America and Europe. But these ox carts were exactly the same. So it was very hard for the owners to recognize which is your ox cart. So the families decided to start painting the ox carts in different colors and with different figures. So you could see that the red ox cart is the one belonging to the Rodriguez family, and that the green ox cart is the one that belongs to the Debay family. So that's how they decided to, and that's how the whole tradition started. So just a quick um, interesting note about the ox carts in Costa Rica. Of course, we have a lot of different coffee plantations around the Central Valley, so this is something also that it's a must see. And near the Central Valley, we have also cloud forest and all different types of forest depending on the elevation. So you could do little hikes to these locations. Wellness is very, very popular all around the country, but we have quite a few facilities around the Central Valley where you can practice yoga, for example. And these are some of the properties that we recommend in the San Jose outskirts. Like you see, there are boutique style properties. We have Villa Blanca, which protects cloud forest. We have the retreat, which is more of a wellness retreat. Then we have El Silencio, which is the Relais Chateau property that I mentioned to you before. And we have Chayote Lodge, which is surrounded by coffee plantations. And the whole history about the coffee is all over in this beautiful boutique style hotel. Moving to the North Pacific side of the country, we have the Papagayo. We're going to start with the Papagayo Golf, which is well known for most of you because it's the where the Four Seasons is located. Besides that, we have the Andas, we have the Mangrove, we have also Casilla Hotel. Some of the activities that we do in this area have to do with the ocean. So we have a lot of different boats of different sizes where you can go fishing, where you can go snorkeling, where you can go diving, or you can simply go just sail alone and get to see different beaches around the area. The Rincon de la Vieja volcano, it's nearby Papagayo, and we can go there by helicopter for the day or by land. Different rivers also offer this kind of activities like rappelling, for example, and or just hiking through these amazing areas in the country. These are some of the hotels that I mentioned to you before. You're maybe familiar with some of them. Casilla is the one that I would love to point out because it's quite different. It's a glamping facility and they have about 12 tents and it's fantastic. It's just like being in one of those beautiful camps in Africa, but surrounded by tropical rainforest. Keep going down south on the North Pacific coast. We have Danta, Tamarindo, and Langosta. These areas also offer mangroves, for example, that are ideal for surfing, stand-up paddle. It's a beautiful thing to do. Again, many things related to the ocean. Over there, we have hotels such as Casa Camaleón Las Catalinas, which is a beautiful adult-only property with amazing views. And we have Las Catalinas, which is kind of a local town that offers private villas, apartments, and condos, which are great for families who are looking into just equipped unit to stay with their family. JW Marriott in Guanacaste is also one of the options over here. The W Hotel, which is one of my favorites. We come down to Nosara, Samara, and Carrillo, which are other beaches. Nosara is one of those up and coming destinations that you need to watch out because it's a beautiful surf town, focusing a lot into wellness, and it's one of those places that hasn't received that much development, which is great because it's what Costa Rica used to be a long time ago. So this is one of the areas that you need to watch out. Lots of wellness in the area, also surfing, like I said. And some of the hotels that we work with in the area, we can count Gilderiwana and Lagarta Lodge. Staying in the northern part, but inland, we find Bagaces and Upala. These are areas that offer not only one-day tours to come from the beach to the inland, but also they have different hotels in the area where you can do different activities. This, for example, it's a canyon adventure at the Rio Perdido, as well as these biking trails that are based in the property. We have tubing as well. We have hot spring resorts. We have mud baths, which are great for your skin. And this is Rio Perdido, which is one of our top hotels in the area. Rio Celeste, it's up in the northern part of the Pacific, but again towards the inland. And there we have the Origins Hotel, which is one of the top properties in the country at the moment. We have on then go to the northern region. where the Arenal volcano is located. Arenal is basically the epicenter of the adventure in Costa Rica. You could do everything that you want in terms of adventure in this area. You could do hiking, biking, horseback riding, canopy, whitewater rafting, etc., etc. I'm not going to go a lot in depth into this area because this is the subject of our next webinar. So we will learn a lot about Arenal in the next webinar that we have scheduled. But here you see some of the different activities that we do over Arenal. Of course, the hot springs, which Tabacon is the best, if you ask me. You have different activities. You have the trams, you have the zip line, you have the biking tours, the activities in the lake, the horseback riding, of course, the rafting that you cannot miss. And these are some of the properties that we curated for you guys. Nayara Tent Camp, which is amazing. We have also Tabacon. We have the Springs Resort and Spa, which is more like a family friendly hotel. And we have Amor Arenal, which is the new kid on the block for uh, couples only. Then we go to Monteverde, which is still in the northern part of the country, but in the highlands. Monteverde, it's a cloud forest. So over there, you come to experience being close to the clouds, touching the clouds basically with your hands. There, you could do also a lot of different adventure activities, and it kind of complements pretty well the activities that you do in Arenal. So if you do, for example, zip lining in Arenal, you can do hanging bridges in Monteverde or the other way around. So they both complement pretty well. Monteverde has more like a mountain feel. Um, you have these hotels that look like mountain, like mountain cabin lodges, lots of wood, nice warm um, fireplaces, a good glass of wine or a chocolate or a hot chocolate, whatever suits you best. But that's kind of the feeling that you get in Monteverde. Then keep going down south on the Pacific coast, reaching almost what belongs politically to the Central Pacific, but geographically, it could be still considered part of the North Pacific. We have Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa is one of those other up and coming destinations where you have different national parks to visit. You do also beautiful beaches, great for surfing, activities like hiking or zip lining to the waterfalls in Montezuma, which is a nearby town, or visits to the Tortuga Island are also part of what you do here at Santa Teresa. It's a great surfing spot, and it also targets the wellness. So there are a lot of yoga classes. They teach you how to take care of your diet, etc. So it's very interesting. And we also have the bioluminescence, which is this amazing um, uh, situation that you experience in the ocean. You need to have nights, very dark nights. If it's a full moon or if it is too light, you won't be able to see it that well. But this is a phenomenon that happens because of the plankton on the ocean, which is very interesting to watch as well. Some of the properties that we work with the most here in Santa Teresa are Nantipa and also Flor Blanca. Flor Blanca is actually going to be closed as of May this year and will be reopening by December. They're going to be refurbishing the entire property. And Nantipa, it's one of those, it's a beautiful beachfront property with very good service and the beautiful rooms. Some of them have their own plunge pool and face the ocean. And this is one of those little boutique style hotels that you cannot miss. Another very famous area in Costa Rica and the Central Pacific is Manuel Antonio, which is located right here in the center. It protects transitional rainforest. You have the Manuel Antonio National Park over there. It's only about 3 hours drive from San Jose. And some of the hotels that we work the most there are Arenas del Mar, Macanda, Los Altos. This is the star of the show in Manuel Antonio, which is the Manuel Antonio National Park. You can enter the park and do hikes to different beaches and to different lookout points in different sections of the park. Lots of monkeys. You're gonna see a lot of monkeys. Actually, you need to be careful of those monkeys because they love to browse on your purse and take away your things. So you need to be watching out for them, but they are very cute. different activities also in the ocean, in front of the park and around the different beaches in Manuel Antonio, like kayaking, snorkeling. Depending on the season, we can also do catamaran tours, and you could see whales over there as well. And these are the some of the properties that I mentioned that we work with the most. We have the Arenas del Mar Hotel and Macanda, which is right here on the right. Macanda is an adults only property, so that we will use the property depending on each client. And we have Los Altos, which is a beautiful condo style property. They have 3 bedrooms, and the penthouses have 4 bedrooms. So if you have families looking into a full apartment, this is a fantastic option for them. Let's go to the South Pacific, and I'm trying to go as fast as possible because I know time is running. The South Pacific is one of the most interesting parts of the country. We have Dominical here, which is a town that it's about 2 hours or an hour and a half drive down from Manuel Antonio. And the Dominical has a couple of beautiful national parks. They offer easy access to the Caño Island, which is one of the best diving sites that we have in the country. We have the Naviaca waterfalls. You could do rafting at Savegre, and depending on the season, you can do whale watching. That happens mostly in the months of September. And this is what you see actually in the months of September. We have whales traveling from north to south, and they stop in these waters to have their babies. So it's such an amazing experience. Like I told you before, the Nawaka waterfalls, and we have a couple of beautiful hotels over there. Cura, which is adults only, it's one of our favorites over there. And going down to the Osa Peninsula, which is located right here. This place is the most intense biodiverse place of the country, said by National Geographic. It's not me saying it. This area is fantastic. You have to fly from San Jose because the drive is way too far. The flying time takes approximately 45 to 50 minutes. And the Osa Peninsula over here holds the Corcovado National Park and also protects this gulf over here, which is the Sweet Gulf or Golfo Dulce. This is a tropical fjord, and it's one of the few existing in the planet. And this is basically the maternity for the whales, because this is where they love to come and have their babies. They are protected on the Gulf, and there's a lot of food for them over there. So that's why it's the preferred maternity room for whales on their migrational route. There are 3 very distinct areas in this peninsula. You have the Drake Bay area over here, which is right next to the Corcovado National Park. You have the Matapalo area over here in the tip of the peninsula, and you have the Golfito area around here, which is inland, and is right next to the Piedras Blancas National Park. This is what the national parks looks like. It is amazing. It's so intense. It's so beautiful. You're surrounded by nature. This is for the client who looks into a very deep contact with nature. Most of the lodges are located inside these jungles, so you're surrounded by nothing basically. So the lodges do include 3 meals a day, and you have activities that you could do out of the lodge. Basically, that's what you do here, but it really worth it. And if your clients, like I said, want to have a direct contact with nature, this is a fantastic place to be. You see a lot of wildlife over there. For example, this beautiful tapir. When you go hiking, amazing diving at Caño Island, like I explained before. And this one here is Copa de Arbol. It's one of the lodges that we use on the Drake Bay side. We have the Matapalo area where the La Barrios is located. You do a lot of hiking from there. They have very good spots for surfing also in that area. And this is La Barrios, which is one of the 2 properties that we work the most with in the area. Also, we have Remanso here, which is a beautiful boutique style property in the same area. And this is the 3rd section that I told you before, which is still in the South Pacific, but inland, where you have the Golfito area. And the hotel that we work with the most there is the Playa Cativo, which is right next to this Piedras Blancas National Park. I was there about a month ago and it was amazing. It's such a beautiful area. You get to see so much wildlife. You're surrounded by nature. The service is outstanding. The food is fantastic. So this is one of those amazing places to visit also in Costa Rica. This is what you see when you go. Let me go back. When you reach the property, you come on a boat and basically you stop in here and you start walking through the trail and you find this main building with the reception and the main restaurant. The picture of the building doesn't make that much of an impact, but it's such a beautiful property that you really have to see it. There's a section in the Caribbean side of the country inland, which is a must see, which is the Pacquiao River. The Pacquiao River is one of those adventures that you will never forget, and I dare to say is a must see when coming to Costa Rica. Basically, you do rafting to come in and out of the river, and in the middle of the river, you find this amazing lodge, which is part of the National Geographic Lodges of the world. They have amazing food, fantastic service, and a lot of different activities to do. But the most interesting thing is how someone had the vision of building such an amazing property in the middle of a river. This is what the river looks like, and this is where you go coming in and out doing rafting. This is one of the attractions of the place, which is called the Nest. You could have breakfast and lunch in this platform, surrounded by trees and by plants and birds, and you have to do a zip line like on this cable that you see here to go into the platform to enjoy the view. It's such an amazing experience. And these are the amazing Linda Vista rooms at the Pacquiao River. I mean, at the Pacquiao Lodge. They are like really extraordinary rooms, very big, very nice and wellly decored. And every client that we send here, they just love it and they have such a great time because it's a fantastic property. The southern part of the Caribbean of the country is also interesting. It's quite unique. We have actually a big population of Rastafarians living over there, and they have this very laid back Caribbean style, amazing food, and beautiful boutique style properties as well. We work with a couple over there, and some national parks also. And this is a fantastic gateway to travel to Bocas del Toro in Panama, which is somewhere around here. And we can help you putting together that because Terranova not only operates Costa Rica, but we also have some operation in Panama and Nicaragua. So we are able to provide you also with visits to this part of the Caribbean in Panama. And of course, we have, thanks to Dominique, the amazing Islas Secas, which is actually in the Pacific side of Panama. And it's very easy to connect from Costa Rica. So you can reach out if you have clients interested in that part of the Panama, so we can combine it with Costa Rica as well. This is the scenery in that part of the country. Beautiful beaches, very wild, covered by forest as well. Very good locations for snorkeling. There are a lot of corals in the area, so it's very beautiful to do some snorkel over there. um, a lot of chocolate culture because this is the area where we started producing cocoa in Costa Rica. So we could learn a lot about that. And well, these are some of the properties that I mentioned to you before. We have Aguas Claras, which is a beautiful Victorian style hotel surrounded by nature. And we finish our trip around the country with the with the North Caribbean, where Tortuguero is located. Tortuguero is basically our little Amazons. It's this area that you have to cross canals to go to, and you are stay in a lodge surrounded by this beautiful nature, and you do activities from the lodge. This place is well known because of the turtle nesting. In the month of October, the leatherback turtles come off the ocean and lay their eggs on these beaches, which is such an amazing experience. And over there, you see, this is what I was talking about. You see these canals. This is where you go when you are going to visit this area. So no cars in that area. Everything is done by boat. And then, of course, we have the smaller canals where we can use smaller boats to see wildlife. You see tons of wildlife in here, birds, sloths, monkeys, iguanas, turtles. It's so impressive. And this is one of our favorite hotels in the area, which is the Tortuga Lodge, which is going to be closed for a couple of months also to do some refurbishing, but it's definitely the best option in town. Not only we have created or curated a list of hotels and experiences, but also private villas. And I wanted to close my presentation with some ideas of different private villas that we can offer in different parts of the country. For example, in Papagayo, in Tamarindo, in Santa Teresa, which we have quite a few options over there and are so beautiful. And also in in um, in Playa Hermosa, which is next door to Santa Teresa. We also have luxury villas in Manuel Antonio. This villa is fantastic. It's for a larger group, but it's so, so cool. And we have also villas in Dominical. And basically, that's what I wanted to share with you. We
Mhm.
have there well, our contact information in case that you need to reach out. But basically, that's the little tour that I wanted to give you around the country. I know it's a little quick, and believe me, if I sit down here and start talking about the whole areas, we can spend the entire day talking about the country. I love Costa Rica, so it's hard for me to do this overview so quickly. But the idea with this is for you to kind of get inspired and kind of get interested about the destination. We're going to be doing a series of webinars on the different areas of the country. So the next one is going to happen actually in the month of May. It's going to be on the 26th of May, and it's going to be talking about the amazing Arenal volcano that you see in that picture. So I want to invite you to follow us, to follow Dominique and her social media. We're going to be listing all the webinars that we will have on her social media, and you will receive invitations to do that, because the idea is to cover the entire country, focusing on the different areas that we offer, so you can learn a lot more about Costa Rica and become experts in our destination. So I think, Dominique, let me stop
Yep.
sharing my
Thank you very
screen.
much. And we was a wonderful tour. Huh? Some
Thank
beautiful
you.
pictures of your country. I know you did as fast as you could, but I'm happy that you're going to come back and we're going to do some specific webinar region by region. Huh? We do have a few comments.
Yeah, I can
So,
feel.
alors, we had few questions. Will Suzanne, you wanted to know how many years your company has been operated?
Our company's been in business for over 25 years now, as an outbound company, and the DMC operation has been in business for 10 years.
Mhm. You have questions, Susanna, about commissions, about maybe, Henry, you can answer all these questions in the follow-up email that we're going to do. Huh?
Yes, perfect. Yeah, I see a few here. Do clients need testing to return to USA? Yes, they do, and we do set up meetings with or appointments, sorry, with local doctors so they can go to the hotel and take the samples. That happens 72 hours prior to the departure, and then the clients get the result by email. And yes, we can arrange that, but you need them. Hello from Lima. Hola, Jorge, qué gusto verte. Good to see you. Please send us information on the insurance. Okay, Dominique will handle that. Seguro de alojamiento, póliza de seguro adicional para cubrir seguros por todo el verano. Okay, we can answer those very specific questions about the insurance, maybe on a follow-up email, Dominique, if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
exactly. I thought so too. Huh? Jewel, I'm glad to see you said your daughter went to down to Costa Rica and got a Pura Vida tattoo.
Oh, cool.
Judy
I don't
wanted
have
to know
them.
how many people fit in an helicopter.
We have different sizes. We have helicopters for 2, 4, and 6 people. That's the
Mhm.
biggest.
Mhm. When you said adult, does it mean 18 plus or 21 when some hotels are for adults only?
18 plus. We consider adults 18 plus, not 21.
Mhm. Suzanne, you're asking if the Origin Hotel connected with Dr. Well, whose cosmetic line process wellness and healthy items.
I beg your pardon?
Origin, the Hotel Origin,
Oh,
is
yeah.
it connected with a Dr. Well? Not that
Mm,
you know of, huh?
Not that I'm aware of, but I can find out and let you know for sure.
Mm.
I have here John asking if we book hotels as well, or we can do just land. We can do both. Of course, ideally, we like to handle the entire booking. But if you want to book something on your own because you're, I don't know, preferred partner with Four Seasons, for example, you can book that part and we can handle the transfers and the tours happily.
Mhm. Joel, you said, what do you mean with lockout in some area? Lookout. What did you mean by
Lookout point, basically this place points where you have beautiful views
view?
of the entire property. Yes,
Mhm.
viewpoints basically.
Suzanne, you want to know during March, what is the natural life that you can see as the whales are not shown?
Well, March is not a good time of the year to see whales because the migration is not happening yet. But for that, you need to travel sometime between September and October, mostly.
So thank you for all your beautiful comments. Amazing, complete webinar from nothing. Thank you, Judy, for this amazing. Thank you all for your time. Duki, you want to know, do you also suggest clients visit Punta Islita?
We do. We use Punta Islita. You know, it's a Virtuoso hotel, and we work with them, of course. It's a beautiful property. They are working on refurbishing the entire property. They have already done some of the rooms. They're going to end up beautiful. I went there back in December, and I think it was it. I mean, they're doing great. The activities in the property are beautiful, but the hotel is going to be a lot better when they finish the refurbishing of the rooms. They need a little bit of a touch up.
Yeah, I think let's look at the, we have a few more questions on the chat box. So everyone is like really love Costa Rica. Bravo, thank you. John really enjoys this. I have never seen a presentation on Costa Rica on this depth and captivity. Very well done, Henri. Huh?
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such a
Yes,
pleasure.
John will be reaching out to you for sure. And so on. Gabriela, wonderful, maravillosa presentación. Yes, we will share it, Gabriela. Voilà.
Priscilla is asking if renting a car is an option to travel to visit the country. Yes, it is. Of course, we prefer to have transfers just to pamper a little bit more clients because when they have their own car, just go on their own. But it's a country that you can easily drive around. You need to have a four-wheel drive, of course, and we usually recommend to drive during the day with daylight, not because it's not safe to do it at night, but because of it's a lot easier to get lost at night because the signalization in the roads is not the best. So yes, but renting a car, it's something that you can do in Costa Rica for sure.
Priscilla wanted to information for transfer, for payment. So you will you maybe do that separately in the email to follow up.
Yep, we can do that. No problem.
Vivian would like to know if you work with Portuguese speaking guide.
We do. We do have a couple. They are freelance. They don't work exclusively for us, but yes, we have access to Portuguese guides as well.
Judy would like to know, can clients divide their time in two hotels, maybe starting in a retreat and then a Four Seasons? Is there any restriction on the COVID?
That is the ideal. When you come to Costa Rica, you should not stay in just one area. You need to visit at least two or three, depending on how long are you going to be staying. But we always recommend to do some touring around, not just staying in one location and do tours from there, because that you don't really get to feel the sense of what Costa Rica is all about. And in terms of COVID restrictions, yes, our protocols are very strict, of course. We have to wear face masks all over the place. Not when you're outdoors, but like in restaurants, you have to wear them when you're not eating. If you're gonna enter a hotel, you have to wear it as well. We use the face mask on the transfers and the flights as well. There are a lot of stations to wash your hands in front of the hotels or the restaurants before entering. You have to do that. We use a lot of alcohol and gel. And of course, we try to do as much social distancing as possible. But in Costa Rica, social distancing is just natural because you're going to be surrounded by trees and nature when you are outdoors instead of people when you are visiting a big city or something like that.
We have one more. What is the cost of the COVID test when leaving to return home? I guess it depends on the hotels. Probably some hotel will offer it. How does it work?
Well, It depends on the supplier, yes, but the cost goes anywhere between $100 and $150.
Mhm.
And that does not include the transportation if you need to go to a local clinic, because most of the doctors can do house visits and depending on the hotel that you're staying. But if you're in a very remote area, like for example, if you're in the South Pacific, you may have to go to a local nearby town to get tested. And so we need to coordinate that, but
Voilà.
we
But
can do
you
it with no
could take
problem.
care of it, huh? Of course. Huh?
Yep.
Voilà. Céline was wanting to say, she said, apparently the cost of living is going a lot up. Why is that?
I beg your pardon?
The cost of living in Costa Rica, she was wondering why is it going.
Well,
Too many people are coming to live, wants to live in Costa Rica. So it's a hot
yes,
destination, huh?
it is. Actually, we have a lot of expats from different parts, mostly from Canada and the United States. And well, living in Costa Rica, yes, it's a little bit expensive, but it really worth it because it's expensive because of the quality. I mean, you're going to be surrounded by high quality of services and products all the time. And of course, that comes with a price tag. But yeah, I mean, the cost of living in the country has been increasing, I guess, like every country in Latin America. But still, what you get for what you're paying, it's very high. So it really worth it.
Mhm. Someone was asking, will you use Axus for itineraries?
We don't have access. We work only with Wetu. I do have, we will have access to that platform, but we don't use it a lot. If you personally do it, we can help you with the information that you need to upload the itineraries, and that way you will be able to create it quickly to present it to your clients.
Mhm. And our last question is from Celine. She wants to know if Liberia is the only beach area resort for the whole inclusive resorts.
Most of the all-inclusive resorts that we have in the country are located in the North Pacific side of the country. So yes, if you want to explore or experience an all-inclusive, you should fly in and out of Liberia. And there we have the Westin Playa Conchal, the Dreams Las Mareas, the Planet Hollywood Hotel, and there are quite a few others that offer this all-inclusive system. But yes, that's where most of the hotels are located.
Well, thank you very much, Henri. Almost 1 hour, but I think this was
Yeah.
worth it. He did a wonderful tour, and I can see from every comments, they all love your presentation, and it was
Thank
fascinating.
you.
So cannot wait for more webinar where we target region by region. Huh? Wish you all a wonderful afternoon, and we have more webinar coming up this afternoon and tomorrow and the day after. So please join us again. Huh? Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye,
so much.
Henri.
Thank you, everybody. It was
Bye.
such a pleasure. See you soon.
See
Take
you
care,
soon.
Dominique.
Buenas tardes. Au
Pura
revoir.
vida.
Ciao, ciao.